Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video giving my thoughts on another sort of character fan theory in the series of videos I've been doing, where we go over each character for the Walking Dead Season 6 finale and make a case that they could be a possibility for the Negan kill. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen up to the end of The Walking Dead Season 6, as I'm sure most of you have at this point. So I wanted to do this one because I've been meaning to do it for a little while, but we got backed up there with the Fear the Walking Dead mid-season finale and everything that's been happening with Game of Thrones. All kinds of crazy awesomeness. But still going to be doing, as many Walking Dead videos, of course, over the break during the summer as we can. But obviously there won't be as many topics or as many things to talk about as during the year when, the series is actually on. Likewise with Fear, because we're on a break now for Fear the Walking Dead. I'm still down for doing videos on it, but until it comes back in August, not as many as there would be. So we did one for Abraham, we did one for Eugene. Glenn is sort of my the video that I first did after the season 6 finale aired, where to me it seemed like Glenn definitely the most likely person for the Negan kill. Of course, we've got some different pictures and things like that have been released that we'll discuss after Michonne that could affect the way people see that, and myself included, as more information comes out, as we learn more and we get to see eventually the trailer in July and some of the other stuff. It's still going to change, but this is still one that is argued pretty much every day. People can't come to a consensus on who they think Negan did kill in the finale for season 6, which kind of shows that really AMC did exactly what they wanted to do, and they set it up in such a way where nobody really knows for sure 100%, except for the people, of course, involved. And they've been able to keep a lid on it for the most part. They've been able to keep it, spoiler-free so far. So nothing in terms of leaks for you guys right now to give you, one character direction or another. It's still as heavily debated pretty much as when the season 6 finale aired right afterwards. People still don't have any more really insight, even as much as you think about it. You never know who they're going to go with. So this one, the possibility of being Michonne. So in the beginning, I ruled her out right away, of course, because as I've been talking about since I want to say November 2015, when we found out that we were going to see Negan introduction in the finale, and that there was some kind of leaked footage of him and kind of the rig that they had as he was hitting it for the first-person view. We kind of had an idea they were going to do the cliffhanger. Sure enough, more and more news came out. Lauren Cohen let us know before the finale, and then when the finale hit, yes, it was a cliffhanger, and we don't know who it is that Negan, of course, killed. So back then, I right off the bat, I pretty much said that I think we can rule out all the females, for the most part. I still kind of hold to this, and it's because, I think it's just because, you tend to think of it as, if he's going to brutally murder somebody, and if it's going to be a female, that makes it even worse. So, you know what I mean? It makes it not that Michonne is not a strong female. She's insanely strong. Kills the governors, killed there's so many zombies, and killed a lot of survivors and stuff. She's one of the toughest members of the group for sure. It's just something about kind of, that evolutionary man wanting to protect his woman type of deal. So could they be using that? Because, of course, they set up her with Rick in the second half, and it seems like they've been together forever, but really it's only been about 7 episodes, and maybe not even counting one of them, because that's like at the very end of the episode is when they get together. After, No Way Out in that next episode. So, this one for me, like right off the bat, I was like, no. But, if you think about, it having an impact on Rick, and Robert Kirkman has said that there's going to be a big payoff for it, so it's going to be big when we see the season 7 premiere. It's going to be huge, and I think emotionally, this is pretty much the top reason I can think of that they might go with someone like Michonne. Emotionally, it's going to be impactful because she's with Rick now. That would be as emotionally impactful as if they killed off Glenn or if they killed off Daryl. And, because Rick and her, they just started to care for one another. Of course, they've had a relationship going since season 3 is like at first he doesn't trust her and he lets her into the prison and everything, and then she helps out, and it's something where it kind of forms slowly, and then we see it, of course, in season 6. The two of them finally get into a more serious type of relationship. So it definitely could be emotionally impactful, and you could clearly see Rick threatening Negan, telling him that he's going to kill him after if Negan does kill Michonne, for example. It would be hugely emotionally impactful. So I do think that makes some sense too. And it's not like she's injured really or anything like that at the time, so it's not like a wounded animal type thing putting him down, so to speak, like it would be for someone like Maggie or maybe Daryl at this time. So I do think that is a good point. The second one is that some people think the point of view that is seen throughout the episode, where you can see the glimmer of light, which is shown all the way through, it comes from the back. Now, the two that were at the back really, because Daryl's kind of near the front of it when you see it, and when Dwight opens it up at the end of the episode, or close to the end half of the episode, you can see Daryl in the front. So it's not from his point of view. It could be from either Glenn's or it looks like possibly Michonne's, because the two of them were at the back and they were captured. Now, Greg Nicotero has said that even that you can't use, because that doesn't necessarily mean just because who was killed is somebody who's in there. So they've kind of they've pretty much set it up in any way you want to look at it, almost any theory you can think of, to be such a way where you can't tell, even based on location of where Negan's first person point of view shot is. There's also been stuff in interviews that leads you to that they've said it's like, okay, well, just because even if you compare what's on the ground or the trees in the background or anything, it doesn't necessarily mean that it was a character from that spot. You get what I'm saying? So if it looks like to you that Negan is at the very left side or the very right side, even that still isn't conclusive, because they've kind of denounced that as being logic that you can use. So it's really hard, man, to try to say anything concretely with this. You can't really. They've because also too it's fictional, right? So they can just kind of make it up or do whatever they want or do a twist on it, or who knows, right? So that's one thing people think, that it might be someone from the point of view. But again, like we said, Greg Nicotero has already kind of smashed that and said that you can't go based on that either. So, and then like the Kirkman, saying that it's going to be a huge payoff. It would be big. It would be big for Rick. So there's that. And the kind of meeting between her and Rick when they say she says there's going to be a fight. And then, she seems kind of concerned. Is it possibly foreshadowing setup? I don't know, man. That's tough, because it seems like there's so much for different characters. You got Daryl, and then you got Glenn's the biggest one because he sees the pictures and everything. So I think, but we'll win, and then really they don't win, right? But we'll win, and we'll win. But they don't. They don't actually win against the Saviors, right? At least not now, that's for sure. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much it for Michonne. I can't really think of any other reason, like any other things that would point to it right now, aside from it just being that it would be a big death, especially for Rick, and it would be really, really sad to see, and brutal, of course. Like you could go with the female thing. You could say it's even more brutal because it'd be Rick's woman, so to speak. Terrible. So, yeah, man. But I personally, she's not the top of my list, even still. I've heard all the arguments for her pretty much in comments and that. She's not the top of my list. We'll do a few Q&A questions to go along with it. Why not? So this one was... a lot of people asked, since Stephen Yeun and Norman Reedus were seen, heading towards set with the car accident thing, do you think that this adds to kind of the argument that it's not Glenn or it's not Daryl who were killed off in the finale? I don't think you can say that, And some other people asked me if I think it was fake to throw us off. I don't know if AMC would go to that extent to do something like that. I don't think so. I don't think it's fake. I think it's just kind of something. But like I said, I do anticipate they'd keep the person around. But for me, if it's not Glenn and it's not Daryl, I'd probably be looking at someone like maybe Abraham next, as another likely one. But yeah, aside from that, it's like, who the hell knows, man? I mean, just got no freaking idea. It's got to be one of them. So really looking forward to the trailer. I can't wait to see the trailer so we get some more info. And next one's from Mick OReilly, and he says, "Hey Trev, do you think The Walking Dead has lost a bit of its unpredictability down through the years?" And so I want to say this one to Mick. No, I don't think so, because if you look at this finale right here, we're all trying to predict, we're all trying to say who it's going to be and who it is. And, even with me and the amount of time I've, read The Walking Dead, watched the TV series, watched episodes over again and everything, read tons of interviews over the years from everybody involved pretty much, and made so many videos, thousands, like almost 2,500 videos on the channel now, a lot of them Walking Dead. I still can't say, okay, it's this person, this person. And I hear that criticism a lot, but these people are not, putting themselves out there writing blogs or articles or doing videos or producing something where they're actually trying to predict who it's going to be and then see it actually be that person. Now, if I could just sit here and say every time, okay, this is who I think it is, and then it is every time, then, okay, now you'd say it lost its predictability, but I almost want to say it's gotten more unpredictable after like season 3. This kind of thing started, of course, because with Shane, we kind of knew that was going to happen at some point earlier on in the series. Same with Lori earlier on, and all the characters in the first season a lot of them were very the same from the comics. So I don't feel like it's kind of lost predictability, but some people do criticize that they don't kill off as many of the A-listers later on in the series as they did earlier on. But I think that's just the way the show goes, and they want to keep it running for a long time. Same with the comic book series. But every so often, I think we'll still get a big A character death here and there, depending. And we'll do one more for this one. It's from Justin Baker, and he says, if it came down to it, who do you think has the higher authority concerning what's canon to the TV series of The Walking Dead, Scott Gimple or Robert Kirkman? And I thought that was a great question. I think with the TV series in particular, with regards to TV series, it depends what you're talking about, but mostly Scott Gimple probably, because he's a showrunner for the TV series with regards to things that happen internal to the TV series or the visuals or stuff like that that's in the episodes. But in terms of overall direction and overall story, I want to go with Kirkman, of course, because he created it. So what he says kind of goes. But, also the nitty-gritty details. I'm sure there's lots of stuff that Gimple has to do with that. He obviously can't touch base with Kirkman on everything he does with the TV series, because Kirkman's got... I can't believe how much stuff Kirkman does. He's got Invincible, the comic book series, which is still running, which he writes. He's got Walking Dead, which he writes. He's got Fear the Walking Dead now, which he's doing. He's got Outcast now, and he's got the Walking Dead TV series. I'm probably missing stuff too, right? Other stuff from Skybound and whatever the hell else. That's so I would say mostly you're looking at Walking Dead TV series stuff. Gimple is kind of the one probably most involved with that. And he's done a great job, I think. He's done an awesome job at setting it up so that The Walking Dead can last a long time and be consistently good, so it doesn't fizzle out too quickly at some kind of crazy pacing like Glenn Mazzara kind of had the show running at, earlier on. And that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. So write your comments below. If you guys want to see another one this week or next week, send me enough questions and I'll do one. Anything you can think of talking about with regards to just The Walking Dead. Or we can do one for Fear and, of course, Game of Thrones, the usual stuff. And, of course, got lots of topics coming for you guys for this summer. So feel free to send me any questions you have, and I'll keep making videos at least a couple a week, a few a week for sure, along with all the other stuff we're doing. And, that's it for this one. If you guys liked it, please thumb it up below. Please don't forget, you can also share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys again real soon, probably tomorrow. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.